the best experience is your own experience. That's what I go by. Somebody can tell you all day like, hey, this is great, this is that.
Yeah.
It might not be for you until you try it out for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't really go off of what people say as far as, you know, oh, do this. It's whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll know how it is once I try it.
Podcast and stuff. We just started. Boom. Yeah.
What up?
Who am I here with today?
Well, you just call me Bell. That's what I go by. So I like to keep it short, simple. That's really about it. I'm just a guy who loves to make film, create. You know, I'm a jack of all trades. That's what I call it pretty much. I'm pretty much just into whatever I can get into, and film. I do photography. I run my own company called Bell Filmz.
I saw the shirt.
Yeah, but you know, I gotta rep my Bulldogs. I'm from Georgia, so
okay.
I gotta rep the Bulldogs.
Got you.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, film is that's what I do.
All right.
That's what I like to do, man. I like to create and I like to tell stories and, you know, bring stuff to life, pretty much.
How'd you get into that?
How'd I get into film? Right out of high school. I graduated class of 05, and once I got out of high school, it was me wanting to, I guess, bring my ideas, because my mind would run 24/7, never shut off, of things I can do as far as, you know, I want to try this, or let's film this, or let's bring this to life, or let's make a show about this, or let's, you know. So I'm like, all right, well, I need to kind of get my hands into it and, you know, invest in the camera. And I got my first camera was a Nikon 3200.
The other side.
Yeah, I got it from Walmart. Got it from Walmart, and I used that for a while. Then I crossed over to Canon once I learned that Canon is more where the film is. So I crossed over to Canon, and I've been shooting with Canon ever since.
What was the first Canon?
My first Canon was the one I have now. It's a Canon 80D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. I like it because of the face recognition. So it'll track your face wherever you go, and you know that whole feature is good for film.
I almost guarantee you know how to use your camera. Let me tell you something. I know how to hit record.
That's it. The first step is knowing where that red button is.
That's my thing. Like that's my good, and that's probably the good part of me. Like I always want to do something, and I will do it. But because, like you just said, jack of all trades, I don't necessarily learn everything of it because I'm trying to do everything.
That's true. I mean, just one step at a time. But once you know how to push record, you know already half won the battle.
Yeah. It's baby steps. I met. It's funny. Another because I guess Georgia. I don't know which part of Georgia, but does John come originally from Georgia? Or,
yeah.
Okay, so that and another photography friend. I met him here, but also Georgia based. And he was like, dude, these podcasts are cool, but you should be doing like multicam features and stuff, you know? And I was like, dude, but I only got one camera, that's a lot of effort. He's like, nah, man, since I shoot in like 4K, he's like, and you're putting them out in 1080, just crop, you know, because it'll be okay, because it's 1080, you know? And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And I'm like, so he just told me the names of the words, and then I would YouTube it, but I was like, all right, this is real cool, and like now at least looks like, oh, this is like a show. Yeah. Now, you know, but he's another one that, like, man, he loves that stuff. Yeah. And it's not even his full time, but man, he knows like all this stuff, and like, but he's in family mode, you know, and has the wife and kids, and I guess a job that doesn't use his creative talent. So, but I'm like, man, like I'm not even scratching the surface of this video game. Like, it's like all this stuff that's possible, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, John's cool people. Like I said, it's just baby steps. Like I tell everybody, man, once you push the button, once you hit record, you're already halfway there. Because a lot of people say, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to film this, film that. They don't even start by just pressing the button and just starting somewhere. Yeah, man. You know, you have to at least get yourself out there to be able to film. The best experience is your own experience. That's what I go by. Somebody can tell you all day like, hey, this is great, this is that. Yeah. It might not be for you until you try it out for yourself. Yeah. You know, so I don't I don't really go off of what people say as far as, oh, do this. It's whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll know how it is once I try it, because people will tell you it's good, it's bad. But again, you got to experience it for yourself.
Yeah, man.
Plain and simple.
I noticed that a lot when I first started. Back then it was music, but like just people, a lot of I want.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, well, I'll get the camera. I'll do this. I'll do that. Like same thing, live stream, like everything. Because everybody wants to do, but they keep thinking like it's gonna happen for them, and
Right.
I'm sure there's a small percentage where it just does magically happen, But I feel like that's a coastal city thing.
Yeah. Like people
we don't live in that creative those cities, so like we kind of need to just make it happen ourselves. And
Yeah. A lot of people just don't want to put the work in.
there's
Plain and
that
simple.
too. There's that too.
People want things, but they want it to magically appear like, here it is. Now what do I do with it? And it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
People want to be able to say, hey, I want this. Who's going to give it to me? Nope, that's not how it works.
Yeah. It'd be nice. It'd be nice.
Hey, let me explain something. If I was able to do what I do and have everybody provide all the equipment, the knowledge and all that without doing any of the work, that'd be amazing. But that would make me a good film director, because you can give somebody a great camera, right? Anybody can have a great camera, but without the knowledge of the person controlling the camera, the quality is not going to be good, right? I can have a cheap camera compared to somebody with a $2,000, $3,000 camera, but it's about the person who's controlling the camera. That what makes the production. And what a lot of people don't realize is it's not the camera. I don't care what kind of camera you have. I can have a Polaroid camera that take the picture and the little film come out, but it's about the person who's behind the camera. And that's what a lot of people don't know. A lot of people think that, oh, I need this $5,000 equipment in order to do a good job. Nah, that's not how it works. You need to, one, do the homework. You need to have the knowledge. You need to have the experience. You have to get your feet wet and know what you're doing. It's not the equipment. It's the person controlling the equipment.
Yeah.
That's what it falls down to. And that's why I tell people all the time, it's not necessarily the equipment, because I can make a A1 production and they would think, oh, you must got all the nice equipment. I don't. It's about how you use what you have. That's how it works. You see what I'm saying? So I think, man, a lot of people just think that in order to have a good production, you have to have good equipment. Again, like you said, it would be nice to have great equipment. Yeah, I would like to have some of that $10,000 equipment.
I want a switcher, but my live streams would be so amazing.
But you're not gonna experience, you're not gonna grow if you don't use what you have.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to. It's not the equipment. Again, would it be nice to have great equipment? Absolutely, yeah. But you have to use what you have. You have to take baby steps. You got to learn the equipment that you got, so that way when you progress and get something different, then you know what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
That's what it boils down to.
And it's funny you say that the person behind too, because granted, I'm pretty sure almost every time that I do the self comparison, when I do notice it, I'm like, their camera probably is maybe better or something, but I'm like, I'm like, man, I know with what I have, like, my stuff could probably look like that too. And I'm always like, man, what the hell am I missing? like, what am I? There's something like, and it's probably nothing even crazy. It's probably just something I'm doing, whether it's on the camera or not even the camera. It just might be maybe my post production color grade and whatever I'm doing. Like, man, I'm doing something silly. Because I'm like, I know I can get it to look like that. I just don't know it yet. I just don't know how yet,
So I guess one of the issues people have with, if you don't learn your camera, then you're not going to perfect your craft. If somebody gives you some equipment, if somebody gives you a camera or whatever it is, if you don't study that piece of equipment, you're not going to get it to where you want it to be. Because it's all about the configuration before and after. If you don't know what type of equipment you have, then you're not going to perfect what you're trying to do. Like even before I got my camera, I was on YouTube, I was on Google studying it, looking at YouTube videos. I was looking at everything before I even got the camera. I was prepping my mind like, all right, this is what I'm going to expect. This is how many buttons it got. This is what type of material it got. This is what type of lens it takes, blah, 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 blah. So when I got the camera, it wasn't Chinese to me. I didn't, I wasn't like, oh my God, what is this? I already knew pretty much what the camera can do. The only thing I need to do is just take it out and get that experience with it. And then the more I use it, the more I learn things. I take pictures. Oh, they're great, but I could fix this. Do some more pictures. That looks great, but I shouldn't have done that. Or film, oh, I forgot to change it from 60 frames to 24 because I wanted a more cinematic feel.
Yeah.
You know, or I'm finna do a sporting event. Oh, I forgot to take it off 24 frames. I should have put it on 60 because I'm doing sports now. Things like that. So what I'm getting to is I'm learning by getting the experience. So that way, when I get to where I want to be at, I can say I've been through these trials and I've made these errors and now I know how to correct it type thing. That's what it boils down to.
Man, that's a clip right there.
That's what it boils down to. That's it.
They're going on Instagram right there.
Hey, that's what it boils down to.
That's what's up. What do you think? So why you think John Jay linked us?
So, John Jay, I know for a fact. Now I can only speak for him. I know for a fact that when he provides me with some information, it's some legit information.
Okay.
Let me just start there.
Okay.
He's one of those guys he does his homework.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't just link me with somebody that I don't think would benefit both parties.
Okay.
You know, so when John was telling me, and I was like, a podcast? I'm like, why do I need to do a podcast? But then once he started kind of giving me the game of, okay, this is what, you should do. And I'm like, all right, well, you make sense. Because that's all I know about John. He really puts things into perspective to where it makes sense to why shouldn't I do something as far as personal or business. He told me, he was like, you know what? This guy does A, B, and C. I think it'd be a good look for both of you guys and y'all should do it. I don't even question. I'm like, cool, set it up.
Yeah, because he was real brief with me. It's just like, how you go about getting people on your podcast? Mm-hmm. And I think I was like, usually if it's someone I want, I just ask them and I always say yes or no. Yeah. And he's like, cool, I think you have somebody. And I was like, all right, cool. And I was
when John told me, I said, all right, let's set it up. I didn't ask no questions. I was like, who's the guy or who is it? Just set it up, because that's my guy.
I always feel bad because I always remember like one time he hired me to like help him record like a track on an album. He ended up working with someone else. Mm-hmm. Feel like they had fire in the name, Fire Wave or something. Mm-hmm. But he helped me he hired me for like one whole day and we did all right, but like I could just tell like, man, like I'm always like, man, I could have been better in this, that day. And I think a lot of it stems from like, man, I like really like being an artist, and then like the closer I get more into client servicing, the less interested I get. like I've been very fortunate that like a lot of my recent gigs they've been satisfying both needs because they just been hiring me to film concerts, which is what I was doing anyway for fun. But like I'm like, all right, like you want to pay me for this? Like I was gonna do it anyway. I'm not gonna tell you that, but I'm not. But like, yeah, so like with those, I've been like way better at, and like you just said, learning experiences, knowing what and what not to do.
You got to.
I always feel guilty about that because I'm like, shit, man, like, should have done this and that. Should have been better.
Yeah, I mean, anything that's a learning experience that could benefit you or whatever your circumstances are, I mean, you should do it. Because there's no loss into learning.
Yeah, man.
Education, you can get on Google and learn for free. You can walk up to talk to people for free. You have to put yourself out there and be willing to take that step to be like, I want to learn. Because again, like we said earlier, people just want things handed to them. Like somebody's going to come knock on my door and be like, hey, I just randomly want to come over here and teach you stuff. That ain't going to happen. So you have to be willing to, take opportunities, whether they be small, big, whatever you consider it to be. And you just have to go for it, and from that opportunity, you get experience.
You said Google, right, for stuff. Mm-hmm. I recently started getting hardcore into audiobooks. So, the library here, man, they got like 4 different audiobook services. Yes. That, I still have not entered this library, but they gave me a free library card, and now I get like all this shit for free. Like it's amazing. You get people go back to what we're talking about. Lynda.com is free. You ever heard of that? Granted, now we're in the YouTube era, so you got YouTube. That kind of solves everything. Yeah. But Lynda.com a long time ago, as the internet was growing, was more famous for being like a tutorial site. Yeah. So you get like the photography class, not just one video, the class. The class, yeah. But now they have almost every damn topic. Like business meetings, like management. I'm like. it wasn't even like back then. It was more like artsy shit. It was like how to learn Photoshop, how to
Yeah.
learn this. But now it's like it just seems everything IT now. Like
Oh
and
yeah.
that's it's free. And there's another one that's kind of like that I don't know nothing about, but I just assume it's the same thing with a different company. It's called Treehouse, and I'm like that's
I heard of
completely
that
free
before,
too.
yeah.
I'm like all I did was just give people like my email address.
That's it. If somebody really want to learn something,
Yeah.
you can learn it.
It's there, man.
It's all the information, all the resources is on the internet.
That's the power of today.
You
But
know?
like we were just talking about hip hop before, like there's a lot of everything today. So,
It is.
So you kind of got to see through all the clutter. And not only that, you got to know what you want.
Exactly.
And then don't lose focus of that.
Yep, because what I say, the internet it's a gift and a curse. The internet's amazing. Social media is amazing. It's a gift and a curse because you don't want to get caught up in the social media to where it's distracting you from the real world. And it's a good thing because you learn so much from the internet. It's good for marketing, promotion, meeting people. You learn, but at the same time, I feel like the internet, too much time kills your brain cells. That's just me personally. Too much time on your phone, too much time sitting behind the computer, you're killing brain cells. But I think if you find like a healthy balance or some type of, medium to where you're putting in X amount of hours and because some people get stuck in the internet.
Yeah.
Like, we still got to work. We still got to, take care of ourselves, families, as much as we want to sit on the internet and see all these cool things that pop up. Like, oh, I didn't know this even exists. We still got to realize that's the internet, and people get lost, like being trapped in the matrix.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
It's funny you mentioned learning because the internet can make learning not bad for you, but like you said, killing brain cells. If you lose that focus, you end up learning, but you end up learning about stupid shit.
That's true.
that
Because
don't help you.
How do you know? How do you know what's good and what's bad from the internet? So that's a good point because everything on the internet is not good information.
Yeah.
Just like all the news is not accurate news that we watch on TV.
But I don't even mean like fake news. Like you might just be learning like cool facts about like China or cool facts about which are cool. But like if you're not even working on anything involving China, anything, you got all this knowledge, but it's like
what are you gonna do with it?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like you can
see that.
sometimes you might just go down the wiki well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, did you know like this and this happened? And like, oh wow, it's amazing. I'm like, but now you know all this stuff that doesn't help you in whatever your craft is.
But it's kind of hard just to kind of stay on one topic on the internet. Like with a school, they have a curriculum. They'll tell you they're gonna teach you A, B, and C in this order at these times, right?
It's true.
You get online, it's kind of like a free for all. You just clicking buttons. You might look at something about, I'm just throwing stuff out there about being a producer, right? All of a sudden, an hour later, you looking at like old Nickelodeon shows on history about Nickelodeon. It's all over the place. So it's really no curriculum unless you train yourself to be like, all right, I'm going to this site, I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to this site.
Yeah.
If you just hop on there and just start clicking, you're gonna be all over the place.
Yeah.
And that's how the internet gets you.
It can be dangerous, man.
It's addictive.
Yeah, man.
It's like the new age crack, pretty much. But at the same time, it's a gift and a curse. So you can use it, but don't overdose on it.
Yeah.
And I think there's a such thing as overdosing on internet.
What does and you sort of alluded to it already, but what does that look like? Like an overdose? Like, or what is
So I think an overdose of internet is not knowing what's going on in reality. So if you're having a conversation and people are not like social, like people are like socially awkward, I'm not saying that means that they're on the internet too much, but people that don't interact on the everyday life but rather spend time on the internet and they become socially awkward. Prime example, back in the day, you would approach a girl, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Can I take you out?
Yeah.
Yes or no, right? Nowadays, there's so many different ways to approach women. You get to approach them behind this invisible glass via social internet. You can send them a
Tinders and
DM.
Bumbles, etc.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what that does is it makes it socially awkward because you can be the man on the computer and say all this nice stuff to her, like, hey, this is blah, blah, blah. But when you get in person, you're not that person anymore. That glass is gone. Now you're in reality, right? You're in reality now. So now it's, okay, what do I do now? I don't have my keyboard. I don't have my screen. She's right here in front of me. What do I do? So I think when you become like, I guess, not knowledgeable of what's going on in the real world, it could be due to a lot of things. But when we're talking about the internet, it can really make you socially awkward because you kind of forget how to function in the real world. Functioning mean socializing. Not saying you have to socialize, but if you rather just kind of be like, I'd rather do the things I can do in the real world on the computer. In other words, I don't want to talk to you in person. I'd rather talk to you online,
Yeah.
type of thing. So like I said, it's a different ball game. It can go so many different ways, but like I said, it's a curse and it's a good thing because the internet's good for information, but too much of that information is not good. It's killing brain cells. It's doing everything that we don't want it to do. But like I said, man, it's teach its own because it's really up to the person what they want to do.
Yeah,
So
great poet. I say this all the time. So, but the great poet Captain Planet once said, "Power is yours."
that's
So,
true. That is true. I agree 100%.
So, let me ask you, because is the Bell Productions the full time?
No,
No.
not full time. As much as I want it to be, I am slowly taking baby steps to get, I would say, full time.
Yeah, yeah.
Do I have a time frame? Nah. I mean, it can be years.
Happens when it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it can be years, but in my head, I know these are the steps I'm taking to make it full time. But like we were saying earlier, I'm trying to put the work in now, right? What's putting in the work? Like what we're doing now, meeting people, getting experience, getting more knowledge about the industry, whatever you want to call it, learning my craft, perfecting my craft, and just doing all that good stuff. That's my road to getting where I want the company to be at, because I know for sure it's not going to be given to me. This is just something that's just going to take some time. And when it happens, it happens. I'm cool with it.
Let me ask you, so like, bring that up because one of the things I noticed in myself, as I said before, like I'm an artist, right? So I'm like really like doing it for me.
Right.
The more I get into client service and the more I can somewhat lose interest. I'm trying to find that little balance, trying to find out if I even ever want to have that balance,
Right.
Because maybe I do need to do something else for professional and I'll just keep doing these things for me. I don't know yet. But do you still do like art or videos for you at all? Or is it just solely like for when you're hired or stuff?
Oh yeah. I mean,
And what does that look like?
So-
what is your art like looking like?
so me, personally, for one, this is something I enjoy. So this is not something I do only when I'm hired. In other words, like somebody come up to me and say, "Hey, I want you to film an event for me." Cool. I don't wait on those type of opportunities. I go out and I do random shoots. I go out and I do a lot of video editing because that's the kind of stuff I like to do. So I'll edit music videos. I'll write short films. I'll write scripts. I'll hold auditions. I'll go out and meet people. Like, hey, this is what I got going on. I'm involved with a lot of groups on social media as far as like modeling and photography and film. I'm always thinking of like ideas to do different things as far as like, short films, projects as far as like, action and, just kind of keep myself busy with that because that's what I want to do. Having clients to do stuff for hire, that's cool, but I want to be more into the film stuff, like writing scripts, putting together productions and things like that, and meeting people and watching videos on how I can, film a certain way as far as like on a professional basis. So I do it because I want to learn, and to me, it's fun. Like I said, it's not a job to me. It's never a job. It's more of how can I stand out from these directors? How can I stand out from these writers? How can I stand out from these actors? Like, how's my company going to stand out from all the millions of different film production companies? What's going to make me so different? Why are people going to want to watch me? That's the kind of things I ask. Like, why would people want to watch my stuff? Like, I'm not the only one in San Antonio that make film and photography. Like, how can I stand out? So that's the question I always ask myself. What can I do that's different from everybody else?
Damn, I don't ask that of myself enough. I feel like now you got me. I'm like, I don't supposed to ask you a question, but I'm like, shit. I'm like, I need to approach that. I need to do some self-analysis. I'm like that.
I always want to stand out. I told myself before I even started the company, I'm going to make this company not based off of what everybody else is doing. I'm basing my company off of what I like to do and what everybody else is not doing. Because I look at it as there's a lot of different photography companies. There's a lot of different film companies, not even in San Antonio, but just in general. What's going to make my company stand out? When they line up all these companies and they say, here's all the companies, this is what they all do. I want mine to stand out because I'm going to say, hey, well, I do A, B, C, D, whatever. This company only do A, B. This company only do A. This company don't do shit. You see what I'm saying? So I want to be the one that stands out and say, oh, why go to this company where you can get everything from Bell Filmz? So it's kind of like,
All in house.
I want to learn everything that I can about the industry and not limit myself just to one particular thing. For example, photography companies. I don't want to just be a photography company. Nothing against photography companies, but me personally, I don't want to just limit myself just to doing pictures. You see what I'm saying? I want to have a solid background of all these different experiences. Web design, video
do that
editing.
too?
I do web design.
I
Yeah.
haven't gotten into that yet.
Oh yeah.
I need to make one for myself. I know.
The best thing to do is just learn it. It's easy.
Yeah,
Learn
yeah.
it yourself and do it. Add it to your resume.
Yeah, man.
Cut the middleman out. Don't have nobody else do it for you.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's how it's gonna happen. But that's also why it hasn't happened yet. Because I'm just doing a lot.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Like it is on like my gonna happen list.
Right.
But it's not on the we're doing it today list. But I feel like I need to move it up because I just feel like I almost feel like that's a form of a resume for today, the website. Because I personally, but that's the danger I have too. Like, right, whatever you feel personally don't matter, right? It's what the market wants, right? But I think websites are stupid. They don't really need them. But I feel like I did a podcast with an artist in Austin like a few weeks ago, and I met her through some event that's going on in December. But the day before, I'm doing some research. I'm looking at our website, and I'm like, oh shit! Like, one, this is just a glorified resume, and two, because she had like everything. I forgot what does the world call the resumes? It has like a different name, it's like a fancier name, but it's usually one of those endless resumes that PhD people have. So like, it's like a stack.
I'm not even sure.
So like her website almost had like, here's everything I've done for like year basis, like on a yearly basis, And I was like, damn, like I had a homie tell me to do that. Who's now a recruiter, so he's always giving me advice how to like make things look better and stuff. But I was like, yo, like that's what websites really are. It should just be like they're really glorified resumes. Like saying you could go there, or if you're hiring or if you're trying to get someone to hire you, then they see, oh, like this looks nice and blah blah blah. It's like just presented better.
True.
Even though nothing's changed about you, it's just presented better. I do like. I don't actually work for Red Bull, but I do like this kind of recruiting thing, which is how I flew out to Atlanta and stuff. That's usually one of their rewards.
Yeah.
But I've only ever gotten one artist like selected by them, right? Like I get artists to fill out applications, or sometimes I'm just suggesting them to people. Only one time has my suggestion been picked, so I'm like 1 for 200. Some silly. But the one now is picked. I believe. Part of it, and this is no slight to her music or nothing, but I believe like she had like a great looking website.
Really?
Like, and she has way better music now that like is like sounds great now, but at the time, based on what was out there, I was like, I'm pretty sure like the videos that she has, some of which I had literally just done for her too, combined with this website, I'm like, I bet you that helped a lot, because like when you go there, it's just presented sexy and stuff, like. And it shows like everything. She has a newsletter and shit. And I'm like, those are things that just make you stand out and seem more professional, even if I don't maybe think that they matter as much. You know, like,
and plus, it helps you interact with people.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's another form of you interacting. But at the same time, again, technology is growing rapidly, right? So I would always think, what's the benefit of having a website if you have social media? If you're on a social media platform,
what I think too.
why do you need a website? But at the end of the day, it's like, all right, well, what's really different from having a website compared to having like a Facebook business page or some type of social media page, whatever?
You own it.
That is, well, to a certain extent, I think you own it.
Why would you say you don't own the website?
So if anything ever happened to my website, like if anything ever happened to it, this is just how I see it. I still have to go through somebody to get it fixed.
Okay, well, I guess when I said you own, I mean you
No, but I have
own the audience is what I meant.
Oh,
to,
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess
Okay,
I
the
said.
audience.
That's what I meant
right.
more, because with Facebook, just like they charge for ads now, or always charge for ads, but now your posts don't go everywhere, right?
That's
so
true.
they literally charge you now, like to post or and same thing, the Instagrams, all the socials inevitably do that, right? There's a joke about one day they might charge you to DM people.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised.
I know, unfortunately, I wouldn't either. But they're the middleman to your audience. So that's what
true.
I meant with the website. Like there's
Gotcha.
no middleman in the audience. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Middleman in the website itself.
It's like I said, it's just another form of you promoting yourself.
Yeah.
Another avenue to take as far as your brand or your audience. Like I said, your website is sort of similar to having like your social media page. You have more control over it.
Yeah.
Of course. Now, as far as an audience, I personally think that if you have an audience, most of your audience is going to be on your social media platform and not your personal website. Because
No, but you have their direct contacts is what I meant.
You
Yeah.
do. I think that once you open up those different lanes, social media, Facebook, Instagram, website, and all that, you give people more of a variety of how they can check out your brand, check out your work, or reach you.
Yeah.
Again, like we were saying earlier, people's attention span, when I think of my audience, I'm thinking how many of my audience is actually going to take the time to visit A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Or would they just focus more if I had a limited, like maybe if I just had a Facebook page, would they just focus more on that? Or would they be willing to click my website? Okay, let me go check his Facebook. Okay, now let me go check his Instagram. Attention span nowadays is not high because a lot of people just want to get in, look, and be done with it. But different case scenarios, it can be different. But I think nowadays the attention span is just, do they want to really take the time to go through all this?
I know.
I mean, if you're well known, yeah. Like if you're like a well known brand, yeah, I'm sure they would. But somebody on the come up, I think you should, get the experience in all these different platforms, but at the same time try to keep it simple.
Everything you're saying, I've thought to myself as I make a long form content podcast. But like that's what I like, and that's still, those niches do exist. Just like we were talking about Hobson. Like I don't think none of the long form shows, even the bigger ones like a Joe Rogan or whatever, I'm pretty sure they're probably like the number one overall, but they have their people.
Yeah.
And that's good enough.
That's true.
And there's a lot of people who only hear the clips of my stuff. Because like you said, short attention span.
Yeah, short attention span.
A lot of people come up to me as I haven't heard one episode, but they like, dude, I love your podcast.
Yeah.
Because all they do is
work.
hear the clips.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I guess, like, man, I should just put out the podcast, like, whatever it is, let's say an hour, like just 60 clips. Just
Exactly.
like, clip one high.
Hey, when my film went to theaters, the main thing I was thinking in my head was, how many people's really paying attention to this? It was an hour and 13 minutes. So in my head, I'm thinking like, how many people is actually in this theater really paying attention to this film? And that's the only thing I could think of, because the whole time I'm making it, I'm like, all right, I don't want to have any dead spots in this film. And what I mean by dead spots is too much talking. Or people is like, they're into it, then there's a lot of talking. They're like, all right. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I want to tell a story, but how do you tell a story to kind of keep your audience interacting? So that was my hardest thing. Because again, to me, it's all about attention span. I want to keep you entertained from A to Z. And I'm only speaking about 90% of my audience, because, they're not all like that. But for the majority, I want to keep people interact for the most part. And I think that's something I struggle with myself is, how to entertain, how to keep you interact from A to Z.
That's good you think like that, man. I'm just trying to please myself. I'm just the artist.
And that too. I always want to please myself, but I care more about putting out good quality work. That way, when my name is being thought of, they can say, oh, well, he's decent, or he's okay, or, this and that. It's not that I'm more concerned about what people think. I'm more concerned about the delivery. Like, if you go see something that has Bell Filmz stamped on it, I want you to enjoy it from A to Z. And again, I'm only talking about 90% of the people, because, that's the majority of the people that, the attention span it doesn't really stick too well.
Is this the film about, I think, the football doc?
Yeah, the documentary. Yeah.
Okay. So it's out now? Because I think John mentioned me a long time ago, but I think you were still making it.
Okay. Yeah, production. It's done. It was out, but now the thing I'm working on now is the DVD.
Okay.
That way I can, because the people that want it, mostly players, coaches, close friends, people who went to school with, they're the ones that wants it because this is like memories of our, our time in school. So I'm hopefully going to get it out before December.
Wait, are you gonna put it out somewhere like
So
that the world can see it, or is it just for y'all?
So I'm actually going to see about doing some releases here in San Antonio as far as the theater. But right now I'm more focused on getting the DVD out.
Okay.
And then I'm going to see if I can do some releases here too.
Did you do any like film festival submissions?
Yes, I did film
how did
submissions.
it do?
So I got denied from all 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but again, it just made me think. Okay, I know the mistakes I made in this documentary.
Yeah.
At first it was like, kind of, it is what it is. But it's a learning experience because this was my first film ever, like first major project, I would say. So, and they don't give you any feedback of why did you. They just say no. They'll say no. You just no. You haven't been picked. So I know a lot of things that I should have done. So when I go to my next film, it'll be better. And I mean small things as far as like audio, background noise, places I shot, editing, quality. Because I had to pull a lot of VHS tapes.
Oh.
Because this was back in 2004. So this wasn't DVD era. This is straight VHS.
How did you like get that onto a computer? So some type of converter device
so
or something?
it's a converter. You get it from Walmart. You just hook it up to the VCR and it goes USB into your computer.
Nice.
And you can just convert it. But, there's a way to kind of clean up that because this old footage has been sitting in a attic at a high school. It's dust and it's old and it's ready to quit. So, I mean, like I said, it was an experience. But I'm going to hopefully, start submitting again before the next year coming up. But
do it, man. I shot a film in August. It was 3-day quick shoot.
Really?
horror short films, not a 1 hour thing like you did. So you did a movie.
Yeah.
I did. We did a short film. It's only 10 minutes, so it's pretty short.
Right.
But she submitted it. I was literally just the camera guy, so like it's not even my film. But she submitted it to a few. I don't know how many. I only know like the success stories.
Yeah.
I know she told me South by. I turned her down though. But we got into this horror film festival, which I didn't know about till we got in. But I mean, that's not really what I'm paying attention to. Like even I'm so glad I did it. But like that was never on my radar. Like, hey, do you want to make a movie?
Right.
And then the family. They're all like involved in the arts one way. So like her son plays bass in this kind of he is a famous band, and so they hired me to shoot videos for them. Like not just videos, like not even like he just wanted raw footage for something they needed for us. So I didn't even have to do nothing. I was like, that's easy.
Yeah.
I'll just do that. And then they called me in the summer. It's like, hey man, so I want to do this movie. It's gonna be like, blah. He's telling me this crazy story, and I'm like. Dude, I shoot concerts. Like, I don't know. But he's like, nah, we can do it. And we did it. And it was, you talk learning experience, especially since like that was nowhere even on my radar. I was like, oh shit. And then like shooting for like, every day was minimum 12 hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The last day I felt bad. Last day I was sleeping on their bed. like if we weren't shooting, I was just like, dude, I'm so sorry. But like, it's just too much. So I would just sleep, and then they just wake me up when it's time to hit record. And
hey,
wake up,
time to go.
Yeah. But it was great. But I think in December we made it into it's a Latino film festival or something.
Okay.
So
here in San Antonio?
It's in New York.
Oh, in New York. Okay.
So again, I don't even know how the relevance of that, but it's like cool that someone's even like it. I was like, because I'm just not used to anything I'm even a part of. Like people like acknowledging it at all. So I was like, granted, again, all I did was hold the camera and stuff a lot, but I was just like, man, like that's kind of cool. They were asking me to go, if they go to New York, to go with them. So I might go just.
That'd be cool. Oh yeah,
just have that experience.
Yeah, definitely, you should.
And then I'm podcasting in New York, dude. You damn right.
Oh, there you go. That's it.
I got because I'm from there, so I got my list.
That's it.
But yeah, man. So I was just curious. But then you have to pay for those submissions, though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You had to pay.
Otherwise, you just submit to everyone.
Oh man, but it's good they do it like that. I mean, but it's pretty much a gamble. You submit it, and you either get approved or denied with no type of feedback. And I think that's the part, because you're like dang. I mean, you ask a lot of questions like, dang, why didn't I get picked? What was wrong with it? That's the main question you ask. But I mean, it's just like I said, it's a gamble. You know, you either get in or you don't get in, and
But that's with everything. Like I've never done acting or something, but from me just hearing audition stories on both sides, it seemed like, dude, a lot of times that nothing even do with you. You know,
yeah,
like
and
it just really doesn't.
that's true. And you know, it's some depending on what you're filming for. I mean, from when I used to do auditions, people would say, I got all this experience doing this. And in my head, I think the opposite. In my head, I'm thinking, no, you don't. And the reason I say that is because you hear people say, oh, I've done A, B, and C. But then when it comes down to it, it's like, I thought you knew what you was doing.
Yeah.
So I always prep myself to know, all right, this person that's coming up, their resume looks good, but they don't know nothing. So I prepare myself that way they can just blow me away and be like, oh, you proved me wrong. You know, so a lot of times when people come to the audition and they don't really say too much about their background, I'm like, okay, this might be pretty good. But the people that come and say, I've done this, I've been in this, and I've been here, I met this person, now I kind of get overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, all right, here we go. You know, because again, it's about, a lot of times it's about who you, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can have all
It
this
makes me
experience.
sad,
You know,
but yeah,
you can have all this good experience, but if you don't know the right people, then it's not to your benefit. You know, that's just the real, that's where we're sitting at nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So you can have an actor or somebody that has all this experience, have all these credentials, and it looks good, but you have this person that don't know nothing, but they know somebody of importance, they'll get their role over you. Not to say that's what's going to happen all the time, but most of the time, if you know the right person, they'll get you in there. You know, now what does that say about the production? Well, that means that you have to work a lot harder for the person that doesn't know anything because they got in because they knew somebody, right? So it goes so many different ways in that sense. That's just what it is as far as you like who you know, and it could be, you know, you look at on like say from my end, if I knew somebody that I know can give me opportunities, then of course we're gonna take it, you know. But when you look at it from both ends, it's kind of like a give or take type situation. Again, it's like gift and a curse. Like we're talking about the internet, gift and curse. You know, be a good thing to benefit you, but when it's your own production and somebody's coming in and don't know nothing, then it can hurt the production. You know, because you're spending more time on this individual that just got in on a whim compared to somebody that's coming in that already knows the business, knows what to do, know what to prep for, and this and that. So, looking at it from both sides is give or take.
Okay. Did you do one of the videos too for John?
Yes.
Back?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I think he tried to get me to do it too, but again, like I was working that job too while doing that, and that was just. I think that was probably the last time in my life I was ever that negative. Like
Really?
I wasn't bad to him or nothing, but I just mean like I think when I look back, I look where I am now mentally, and like over these past, I think it's been like 2-3 years since I've been there. Gotten into like so much meditation and like yoga and like a lot of like self-analysis and stuff.
Never gotten into anything like that, like yoga, meditating, and all that.
I had to do because I was just looking for like, yo, that job, like it wasn't even the job's fault. It's just maybe the whole life path, but like that job definitely was like one of the crushing blows. Like, but yeah, no, it just put me in a real negative mind frame. So I was just like, man, like, yo, what am I doing in life? Like, or what do I want to do? Or like. At certain points, I was like, man, is this all their life? I just get up and work here, man. Because it was insane hours, you know, like, and they were always like company first, and that's it. At least for the area I was in. I sat in one time with the marketing department. Let me tell you, they seem like the happiest people on earth. Like, they seemed to be having way more fun. They had cameras and everything in their lunchroom. They just seemed, they had Adobe on their computers, like the cloud and everything. They seem to, I think, enjoy it there very much. So I also think it just depends what area you're in. In that area, man, I don't think I really knew any happy people in that area.
Dang.
So, but I'm in a much better place now, though.
Oh, that's good.
Yo, so I got these life questions I like to ask people. That'll take us to the ending of this.
Life questions. Let's do it.
What do you think? What do you believe that people think you're crazy for believing?
What do people think that I'm crazy for believing?
Yeah.
Man. Santa Claus.
Oh, shit.
I still believe in Santa Claus.
Are you serious?
I'm a grown ass man, still believe in Santa Claus.
Can you explain that? Like, what does that even mean? Like, but like.
So I really think it's a guy
Okay.
I don't think he's giving out presents,
Okay.
but I think there's a guy on a sleigh,
Yeah.
right, with reindeers,
Okay.
eating people's cookies.
I heard that laugh. I heard that.
Eating people's cookies. I believe in Santa Claus still.
What makes you believe that? Like,
So when I was well, I think I was like 10 or 11,
yeah.
right? We didn't have a chimney, but I literally saw a guy that looked like Santa Claus in our backyard.
So it sounds very realistic, by the way.
This is a true story. True story. True story.
Yeah.
So this was before we had a dog.
Yeah.
So he came through the back door, ate some cookies, left a note, and dipped. So when he left, that's the part I didn't see. But there was a lot of paw prints in the backyard, and there were like the tracks of a sleigh in our backyard. And it didn't snow, but it was like dirt. So ever since then, I'm like, yeah, he's real. Because ain't nobody else eat them cookies but him.
So when Christmas comes this Christmas,
Right.
will you leave cookies out?
I might.
You might.
We might.
If you believe like shit.
No, because I'm trying to stay away from sweets. I might eat them.
Ah.
You know, so
okay.
that's the
So
trick
you still
to it.
like some of this stuff. All right. Like we were talking before.
Facts, yes.
Yeah, you just can't be the same way.
It's hard. Like we said earlier, I won't eat it or I won't buy it.
Yep.
But once somebody buys it and it's in the house,
Yep.
like if my wife buys any type of snack or whatever, I'm gonna eat them.
100% of Pringles I
Nine
eat
times-
because I live with my sister, and it's all because she buys them.
See, I won't buy it no more. But if she buys whatever, I'm tempted to eat it.
Yeah, man,
'Cause I don't want
like-
it to go bad, and I don't want to waste food.
That's a BS reason.
Come on,
That's
real
not
talk.
the reason. That shit
I don't
tastes
wanna
good.
waste
Stop
it.
it.
No.
Stop it. Stop it.
There's a lot of hungry kids in this world,
Stop
and I
it.
don't want to be
Stop
wasting
it.
fruit snacks and snacks in this house. We
Stop
don't waste
it.
food in this house,
Stop
so
it. Stop it.
that's how it goes.
Waste food. All right.
don't
That's
wanna
what you
waste
got.
no
That's
food.
what you crazy for believing. You don't want to waste food.
I ain't trying to waste no food in this house. Real talk.
All right. Yeah, no, that was an interesting one. Shout out to Santa. Big up
Man,
Santa.
shout out to Santa, man. I've been good this year. I'm trying to get a dog.
Oh, let's do it. I got 2 dogs.
You got
I
2?
had 3. Unfortunately, one we had to finally put her to sleep. Earlier this year, but we still got 2, and the other one's also she's even older than the one we just put. So I know her time is coming for us too. But the other one is 7 or 8,
Really?
and she's like Chihuahua, and a Shih Tzu is what I have, and then the other one's was a toy poodle. So yeah, man, it's cool.
I
My
miss
sister's like a RN.
Okay.
So she works like the 12-hour
Yeah.
shift. So once I moved in with her, they kind of became my dogs. They were I never really had dogs, but I have
Right.
dogs.
Yeah, I miss not having a dog. So remember how we were saying earlier about everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So when we was house searching, well, let me rephrase that. When my wife was doing most of the house searching, let me clear that up real quick. I'm gonna hear that later. When she was doing most of the house searching, she found this house, and so happened this house has a dog door.
Yeah.
We just don't have a dog. So what that means? That means that it was meant to have a dog.
It's coming.
It's coming.
The universe.
See how that happens?
Yeah, man.
She could have got a house with no dog door, but she picked this one with a dog door.
Yeah.
She don't want a dog, but we do. Everybody in the house want one except her. She's outvoted. So sooner or later we'll get one. And Santa, if you're listening, I've been good as hell this year.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. Countdown
Facts.
is down.
It's coming.
Woof, woof.
Getting that dog.
If you were rich, how would you live your life?
Just like I'm doing. I'll still eat ramen noodles. I'll still be going to Dollar General. I'll still be basic. I wouldn't do all that extra stuff. I still had the same car I got now with almost 200,000 miles on it. You know?
Damn, really?
Yeah. I hold it down. Like, I'm not really, materialistic. Not because I don't have the money. It's more just, I like what I like. So I don't think money can buy that at times, But I'm very, very basic. Like, I don't need all the fancy stuff in life. So if I hit $1 million, to me, if I hit $500,000, that's like 2 million. I can be good stretching out 500,000. I'm not greedy at all, So yeah, if I got big money, I'll live my life just like I'm living right now.
Yeah.
No haircut, you name it, same car,
Yeah, some people don't believe me, but I just like to think I do everything I do with just bigger. I'd be
Yeah.
traveling around the world doing this podcast instead of traveling around SA and Austin
Yeah.
and Dallas.
I mean,
That's
but
about it.
you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do nothing crazy like, get $1 million and then blow it the same day.
No,
type
no,
thing.
no, because
You
I'm
know?
trying not to do real jobs again.
You get $1 million, you being busy
Yeah,
for
we
yourself.
know. Yeah, I'm investing. I got people who actually do like finance. Be like, look, I'm gonna hire you to grow this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can have such and such percent.
Yep.
As long as we don't work anymore,
That's it.
you win this. You know, you win this with me.
That's how you do it. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, man.
Invest. You invest that money.
What's your goal in life? That's the main reason I started doing like any of these things. Like,
Yeah.
I used to try to find that out from other people.
Mm-hmm.
Try to help me find that, even though the answer is always within anyway. Now I know that shit, but you know,
Yeah.
you gotta go on your journey so you can know. If you ever seen what is Mad Max? You ever seen any of those movies? I only seen the new one, US one.
I want to say I've seen the first one.
Damn, the Mel Gibson one.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, I've never seen any of those, but
Yeah.
like those movies, from what I think movie 2 with Mel and then like the new one, those are funny movies because it's kind of like you start at point A and they
Yeah.
drive to point B and then they just go right back to point A.
Yeah.
And it's just, and then obviously stuff is happening, but it's like, wow, it's just like a car ride. It's like you go to the store and back. And that's kind of like what the journey was for me. It's just like, oh yeah, fool. It's like, it's already, you already know the answer. You know?
Yeah.
Even though you want all these places, like you just go right back to where you came from. But yeah, what's your goal in life?
Shoot, my goal in life is I always get tricky. This gets tricky for me because, everybody wants to be happy, of course, duh. But
Yeah, if you're going to say that, then I'm always like, all right, how do you go about being happy?
yeah, add more to it.
Yeah, yeah.
What makes you happy?
Yeah, I had too many people answer that already.
I mean, my goal is really just, I want to just continue what I love to do. And I want to be able to do it when I want to do it, I guess, if that makes sense. So if I want to do film and wake up at 1:00 in the evening, I have to wake up every day at a certain hour, then I would like to have my own schedule and work on my own time when I want to work.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of my goals, probably my number one, be able to call my own shots and, put the work in. So maybe one day I can wake up and say, do I want to start working now or maybe in an hour?
Yeah.
Or do I want to just chill and hang out with the family today or just, pick up tomorrow? That's what I want to do. Have more control over, my work.
That's the artist's dream. Right
Yes.
there. Yes, it is.
But slowly getting there. I'm slowly getting there. Like I said, if it takes 3, 4, 5, 6 years, I'm cool with that,
That's still great, yo.
Yeah, I know. I think once you know the direction you want to go, you already won half the battle, right? 'Cause a lot of
It's
people
like
don't-
hitting the record. It's like,
see what you learn. I'm telling you. Once you know where you're going, you already won half the battle.
yeah.
I know what direction I want to go. I know what steps I need to do to get there, and I know it's going to be a long road ahead of me getting there. But at least I know what I want and how I'm gonna get there. Because I guarantee you, a lot of people don't even know what they want to do in life. I'm like, oh, I don't know yet.
I believe it. I've
You
seen
know?
it. I've seen it.
Yeah, so my goal is to be in a position to where I can call my own shots as far as business goes. Being able to, again, do it when I want to do it, not depend on somebody or not, not be able to just, oh, I can't. I won't ever say, oh, I can't. I had to work today. Because for me, what I do is not going to be work. It's more of what I love to do. I want to wake up and just be like, I'll do it later. Or I'll do it tomorrow.
I got you.
That type of thing.
I would say it probably hasn't happened on the show, but maybe. I've done a lot of them. But in real life, every now and then, I'll like whip out one of these questions, yo. And when you ask someone one of these questions in real life, and they're like, I don't know, like I've never thought about that before, or something, like, damn, like, and that's not even speaking bad against it, but that stuff scares me. Not even for them, it just scares me. Like, and I'm like, man, because they're just kind of like there, like in a place that more often than not happy, but they're not even aiming for that part to would maybe make them happy, So
Right.
I'm like, man, that's the stuff.
That's a
scares
good
me.
question too. I mean, what's happy? Like, what's happy? Like, what would somebody consider happy? What would somebody consider
philosophy
Yeah.
time.
What was I mean, it's the truth though. Like what would some people consider happy? You know?
Like for me, I think first words coming like doing what I want, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that's a question where a lot of people don't know like what's happy.
Yeah.
They're not happy because they don't understand what happy is. You know? I'm pretty sure we all got
It's the yin yang. Without one thing, you can't understand the other.
Exactly. So if you understand what happy is, how can you be happy? You know, so
Yeah.
gotta have your own
Or we
experience.
just played a Pharrell song. He does say "cause I'm happy," so there must be some reasons.
I know Pharrell happy. I know for a fact he happy. Pharrell look the same age.
If you do a 24-hour video about being happy, you must be happy, right?
Yeah,
You must be.
he's pretty happy. And Pharrell's not Asian either. He's still like a 20-year-old.
Chad never look as happy. Something in there, man. Something in that Neptunes thing. It just didn't carry to no one but Pharrell.
Shout out to Pharrell, man.
Big up, Pharrell. Come on my show. I know you're never gonna see this. Come on my show.
Never say never.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I think the most quote unquote like important person I've had on here is Diego Bernal, and he's a representative.
Oh yeah.
Like House of Reps around here.
Oh okay.
I kind of know him from the music scene because he also makes beats.
Oh.
Ironically,
Never would have known.
and he's like, "Yeah, dude. Sometimes we having these long voting sessions, and they're killing time." He's like, "Y'all might be sampling a drum thing." Like while I'm in the house, and I'm like, "Yeah, I bet."
Makes sense.
Tax dollars at work. Let's go. Let's go.
That makes sense.
All right. What are 3 things you're thankful for in life?
3 things.
Yeah.
Oh, good health, family, and a third one. Let me think on that. But I always kept my 2, good health and family. Reason I say that is because without family, I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at now. And without good health, I think having good health that's kind of tricky because good health is not always promised. You've seen the most healthiest people die of sudden heart attacks, or you know, good health doesn't mean necessarily you're gonna live forever, but it makes you. I think good health means you feel good for that moment.
Yeah.
Because just because you have good health doesn't mean you won't.
Don't appreciate it till it's gone. The perspective.
Exactly. So I think good health is more of in the moment thing, and not just I'm in good health, so I'm gonna live long. That's not the case.
Yeah.
You know, so when it's your time to go, you're gonna go. It can be bad health, good health, you know, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm thankful for good health for me just in the moment. Cause I feel good. I think I look good, not being conceited, but you know.
No, that's good because you know how many of us don't think we do.
Yeah.
Like it took me. I don't think I went through like that. Honestly, I probably was never even thinking about my looks. Like I just been wearing nonsense my whole life. But like I know for a lot of people it's important.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they still like that self-talk. That shit messes you up.
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
that's what I was saying. Like that whole negative period. Like there was a lot about that. It wasn't about my looks, but it was just about my life. Like and it was just like destroying me because there was just a lot of just negative thoughts in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just telling me that every day. And if I'm telling myself that every day, well, like, how am I going to be as a person, right? Probably a negative person, you know? Like,
Yep.
so, but did you get a third one or not?
I don't have a third one for you. I'm sorry.
You good, man.
Just those 2. Number 2, always have good health.
This ain't one of the life questions, but like, I know you're doing a DVD for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious, like, so in the future at all, would it ever be on something like a YouTube, or are you only going to distribute it on like real platforms, or like?
So I haven't 100% decided yet.
Okay.
I would say,
because I was just curious if you would think something like putting it on YouTube or Vimeo or something free like that, is that like a negative for that, or would you want it to like? Does it need to have like a price wall or something?
so with this, it does not need to have a price. This project is solely, this was, like we said earlier, this was for me.
Yeah.
This is something I want to do. This is not something somebody said, hey, you should do this. I've always wanted to do this ever since I got to high school. Cause I thought that this, and I still think that this story needed to be told, not to sell it, but just so people can say, oh, that's an interesting story. You know, what's he going to do next? That's the thing that I want to do with this one. So this is not more about the price. It's more about me personally getting the experience, me wanting to do it because I think it's a good story, and putting it on all platforms where people can view it. So after I put it on DVD, then that's when I'll start thinking, okay, can
Digital.
I pitch it to Hulu?
Okay.
Or can I, if they don't take it or if any other platform don't take it, then I can just put it on YouTube. People can just watch it on there.
Okay, so that'll be like the final strand.
That'll be the
thing.
final, yep.
Got you. What is the one thing you would like to like shoot, film, or create?
One thing I would like to shoot.
I guess what is the thing that you really want to shoot, film, or create? Like, not so much the next project, but I guess maybe like the dream project.
I want to do more stories that's based off of true events. That's something I like to enjoy. Me personally.
Documentaries, or it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be documentaries. It can be movies.
Okay.
I want to do stuff that's based on true stories, true events. And I've been trying to teach myself, like, a lot of times I see a movie and it says based on a true story. Sometimes I see it where it's based on true events, meaning the story might not be 100% accurate, but the things within the story are true.
Yeah.
Compared to based on a true story where damn near the entire story is, accurate to what really happened. So what I want to do is I want all of my films to have some type of a message. I don't want to just do it just to do it. I want it to be, there's some type of message in it. You get something from my films, whether it be a quote, whether it be some type of lesson, let it be some type of experience that somebody may have went through and they kind of relate to it. I want all my films to kind of be like that.
Well, why do you want them to have a takeaway from that?
Because
versus
I want
just entertainment.
So initially it's all going to be entertainment, but I want them, again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier as far as how am I going to stand out. I want my name to be known as something that people can relate to more. Not to say they can't relate to a fictional action movie or whatever, but I want to start bringing stuff to the table that really happened. In other words, doing research about things that have happened that nobody has told a story about, because there's a ton of stories that people haven't researched or came across that it really happened. Nobody just really told the story, so there's a lot of stories that I have put away to where I want to be able to tell those stories that these stories really happened. And maybe somebody can relate to these stories, whether it be good or bad.
Yeah, that's what's up. That reminded me slightly of, I wouldn't even remember how to explain it, but there's a podcast I like a lot. It's called Impact Theory. And he's slowly kind of gearing towards having that be a movie company somewhere, but he always bases his thing on Disney, and that, like, no matter what it is, Marvel, Pixar, whatever they're putting out, they kind of have their branding.
Okay.
Like, it's always this kind of like nostalgic feeling, or like, gives you that kid feeling, so it's like they can only do certain content, because of that, so I was like, that's like your tie. Like he has a similar thing in that he's trying to do a lot of this like save the world stuff, but like similar to, he started a food company. It's like he played to the human strength, right? You just said it. You're gonna eat food that's in this house, right? I'm gonna eat it, good or not, like so. Versus like, all right, always being diligent, right? So it's like, instead of fighting the human programming, you play to it. So they were like, look, we're gonna do this food company, but it has to taste good, right? And they solved that riddle, and company is a success. So he's trying to do the same thing with the movies, right? It's like he does want the same thing, like you said, like the messages, the good stuff, right? Like hidden in them to change people's lives, but people don't want that change people's lives stuff. True. Like, not on the surface. So it's like, all right, gotta make this entertaining, like same superhero fluff, and they're sort of experimenting that with they started a comic company, but it's the same thing, like within that whole message is like everything that you were just saying, but it's like kind of sad, like, man, we gotta trick people into good stuff.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what it is. That's like the number one hustle. And it's sad to say, but man, it's just reality.
But it's what it is. Where you see yourself 3 years in the future?
3 years in the future?
Yeah.
Running my own company. Full time.
Instant answer. Mega confident. That's what's up. What is the perfect day?
Perfect day?
Yeah.
Perfect day is sitting around my wife, doing nothing, binge watching Hulu.
All right.
That's it.
We do have Hulu. I never turn it on ever. What am I missing on Hulu?
You're missing a lot of, so Netflix is more of the movies,
Really?
documentaries. Yeah, Netflix is
Definitely
more,
docs.
yeah,
But movies?
Yeah, Netflix is more movies. Hulu is more TV show series. Because Hulu, you get more of the TV show series that come on TV. Netflix is more like movies, like actual movies you can
I would
watch.
say Netflix is original. I don't know if we want to still call them TV, but whatever series, I don't know, like right, something that's episodic content. There you
Yeah.
go. But I would say less movies and more episodic content. But I see what you're saying. Actual TV shows are on Hulu.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
you.
Hulu, like a lot of the, I would probably say a lot of the like Power and things like that.
I've not seen one episode of that. I'm sorry, 50. I'm sorry.
But yeah, Hulu's good. I mean, it's a lot of TV show series, and then we can switch back and forth.
Gotcha.
Again, it's like nowadays, why do you need cable?
You don't.
You need internet.
Yes.
And if you're listening to this, if you got cable, you need to cancel that shit.
I want to, but I live with my sister,
What?
and she will not let me.
Man, y'all need to
We
cancel
had
that.
internet only for like
That's all you need.
a year or 2 years, and she was like, "I'm sorry, I can't do
Who
this."
you
no
got
more."
cable with?
Time Warner.
Okay, that ain't too bad. No contract. Cool.
No, we could cancel, but she's kind of. This is her house. I'm just living there.
Hey.
You know, like.
Hey,
So I mean,
you
like,
just need internet nowadays. That's it.
I know, but she's like, I always say that's kind of more of an our generation thing, and
Yeah.
she's all my siblings are like 15 plus me.
Okay.
You know, like so they grew up with TV, so that means
You just gotta let them know that everything that they getting on cable, they can just get it through internet too.
I do, but no. And she knows how to use it. She's not like internet ignorant or something, you know, like so. But she wants her like DVR and like record the daily TV shows and all
All
that
they
stuff.
need is internet. You know they got The Young and the Restless, and they on season like 90 something, and they got that on
It's
Hulu.
longevity.
What?
What are those royalties like? What are those? I'm sorry, it's one thing.
Hey, once I saw Young and the Restless,
Are all 97 on Hulu?
they're on Hulu.
All 97? I
97.
kind of want to see season 1.
I've
At
never
least
seen the
episode
episode.
1.
My mom used
Just
to watch it.
I don't know if I can take 97 or just 1, but just episode 1 just
If-
to see the time frame
If
difference.
me and my wife was to bench watch that,
Yeah. You would die. You would
that
die.
lasts us until we croak.
You would die. Yeah.
That's a fact. That will last us until we croak.
That's amazing.
97 seasons.
Yeah.
That's success.
That is
And they're
success.
still getting paid off of that.
Yeah.
97 seasons later.
That is crazy.
Jesus.
I'm gonna add that to my goals in life. Like I want to make my Young and the Restless.
What? 97 seasons? Man.
That's insane. I think it's the last one, right? Yeah. What's the question I should have asked you, but I didn't?
The question that you should have asked me?
But I didn't.
A question that you should have asked
The
me.
question. Yeah.
You should have asked me about my sports or my athletic background. Since I'm doing a documentary on football, I thought you was going to ask, well, why do I want to football? Did you play football in high school?
I told you why he linked us. So it was
See?
just like,
Trying to
and then I
cover-
purposely didn't do no research to have anything. So like,
Man.
because I'm like, I've never done like a podcast going into someone I don't even know at all. Like,
See?
let's do it. I was more excited about the unknown.
Just
but
wing it.
tell me the same question you tell.
Cool.
Tell me.
So funny thing is, I didn't get into sports until my freshman year of high school. I was in the band all through middle school. Nobody saw that coming. I played the trombone and the drums.
Did you do? Are you doing that here or in Atlanta, Georgia?
Doing what?
School.
Oh, no. When I was in school in Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in the band all through middle school. I played in the band.
Okay.
Freshman year, that's when I started getting into sports and stuff like that. So I played football all through high school. I was all region, played linebacker. Didn't do good grades wise, so my college offers kind of went away. So I had to go to a junior college, play football there at South Georgia College. Left there, and then once I left there, that's when my son was born. First son. So when he was born, I kind of put my football stuff on hold. But then I played semi-pro here and there, and then it just kind of dissolved.
What is like semi-pro mean?
It's like a different league.
Okay.
It's a separate. I don't really know how to break it down, but it's just a certain league, like how they have like NFL and then all this. It's a different sub league.
Like the D League or something?
Yeah, you can call it like a D league. Like the competition,
It's not
No
the
way,
same.
man.
Yeah.
Hell no. Nah, I don't want to make it seem like we're just underneath the NFL. No,
Yeah.
nah, it's like even below college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, you get people that come out like locally, come out. I mean, you get some people that play professional too, but I mean, it's just, I kind of see it as it's a way where you can get scouted. I've known people that get scouted from semi-pro that went to college, or even like training camp for NFL. But in my case, it was like a community thing.
Gotcha.
Kind of stay in shape, still, play the game
Still
because
do the activity.
you love to play
It's
it.
really hard to do any type of pickup football.
Oh yeah,
really.
definitely. And it's like I said, it was semi-pro. We didn't get paid.
Yeah.
Once you take money from semi-pro, you're ineligible for play college ball. So it was just strictly, you just play because you love the game. And I played, and I still to this day, I would play football to this day if I could. And what I mean by if I could, it's expensive as hell. You got to buy a helmet, got to buy shoulder pads, cleats, all this stuff, and that stuff ain't cheap. So maybe one day.
Yeah.
Right now, I'd rather just tell stories about my experience playing football.
I love it with basketball, man. You just need a basketball.
Yeah, you just need basketball. You don't even really need shoes.
You don't even need the rim.
I can cook
the
somebody,
milk crates, dog. The milk crates.
I can cook somebody on the court with some house shoes on.
Yeah.
I don't need sneakers. That's just me. I grew up playing basketball. He's playing barefooted in socks.
Chancletas.
Yeah, so that's before we didn't even have sneakers. So we got out there balling barefooted. So
Yeah, man. But tell me where they can find you online.
you can visit my website, www.bellfilmz, and that's film spelled Filmz.
I'm gonna visit. I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna take some notes.
You can find me on Instagram at Bell Filmz, again with a Z, not a S, and you can look me up on Facebook, Bell Filmz. So I'm the only films out here with a Z at the end.
Oh, let's go. Why the Z?
Somebody took an S already, so I gotta keep it 100. I wasn't trying to be
Like
cool.
they beat me first.
Yeah,
They beat me.
first thing somebody thought was, oh, he's black. He just want to be cool and put a Z on it. Not really. I was gonna use S, but somebody already took it, so I just put a Z on it and call it a
There
day.
you go. There you go. All right. Last words.
Yeah, that's about it, man. Thanks for having me on here. And
Thanks for having me. Inviting me to the home. It's like I said, it's cool. It's on your part too. You don't know me either, so it's like, it's cool.
Like
it's
I said,
like this chess dance and stuff.
Hey, shout out to John Jay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
hit him up later on too, man. Tell him everything went good.
Yeah, I'm gonna send them this. I figure he enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. All right, man. Bake that chicken, smoke that turkey. Boosh.